Alright, we got another game here with the Plasma Klinklang and Durant deck. And we're going up against everyone's favorite EX to face at least 3 times in a row whenever you boot up this program, Darkrai EX. And we're going to start out with a Durant and otherwise kinda yucky hand. I don't know, maybe it can go places. So we got a Shirin, so that's at least a positive sign. And he flips over a Bouffalant, so he's going to be probably relying on Bouffalant quite a bit once I get Plasma Kling out anyway. And so we go through a couple cards with Shirin and Battle City, and this hand is still not that great. I've got both my Klang, so at least they're both in the deck, and that's pretty much it. I got some Skylas I can use next turn for level balls, I suppose. He draws a card off that. We were able to devour away an inn, so that's pretty good. And let's see what he's going to be able to accomplish on his first turn. Just the Bouffalant out there right now. So it's going to take a little while to get powered up. And he's going to Ultra Ball away something else and a Dark Energy. He's got a Sableye. Drop that and Dark Patch to it. Okay. Excuse me. And there's a Skyla, and he's going to grab a Computer Search. And typically when you Skyla for Computer Search, you're looking for a Special Energy card, because that's about the only... Otherwise you got an Ultra Ball or, you know, a... well, just the trainer you were looking for. But fortunately for me, that was actually really scary. So he got the double colorless, and had the energy on Sableye. If he had an energy switch there combined with that laser, I would have just lost the game right there. So, I got a Crushing Hammer I'm definitely interested in using on that double colorless if I can flip a heads. But first I'm going to Skyla for level ball. Getting a little bit hasty here, probably should have checked out the deck, seen if I had any Durants prized. Crushing Hammer fails. What else is there to do in this hand? Honestly, not a whole lot. The Poison from Hypnotoxic is not that big a deal right now. He doesn't have Verbank in play. I'm going to die from a Gold Breaker next turn, whether I retreat out of it or, well, you know, he's already got the 10 damage on him. That's all he needs to get Gold Breakered into the discard pile. So he's going to whiff on Battle City, and he can knock me out with Gold Breaker, but we're going to replace with another Durant, and he actually ended me into a pretty good hand. So I've got an N, I've got a Klink, and a Rare Candy Klinklang, and I also have a Level Ball. Now I probably should take another Klink with that, just to guarantee myself a Klinklang next turn, if I'm able to hold on to this hand, that is. But instead I take another Durant. I guess that's not terrible, but really probably should have taken that, just because it would be abysmal if I got captured and knocked out with the Gold Breaker on Klink. Although I will say that benching that second Durant, though, did allow me to devour away a Verbank City gem there, so maybe it actually wasn't that bad in retrospect, since winning the Verbank War is a pretty big deal in this deck, and on top of that, he ends me anyway, so bye-bye to Rare Candy Klinklang. Instead, what do we have this turn? Alright, we got a lot of supporters. That's what we got a lot of. So he's just gonna Gold Breaker, and no reason not to drop that Klink. I'm loving these 1 retreat Klinks. They, you know, I can just throw them down. They got 1 retreat. If I got Skyro out, they don't need to worry about getting captured. You know, they're just not a liability like 3 retreat Klinks can become. So a lot of supporters in that hand. So we're definitely going to end right there. And Crushing Hammer, get the heads this time, so we can get rid of double colorless. I don't think I see it this time. I should probably Heavy Ball for a Klang. You know, I play one of the 3 retreat Klang and one of the 1 retreat Klang just for, you know, don't have to worry about as much. If I evolve it, it's not a liability yet. I kind of like having one of each. But I probably should have went ahead and gotten a Klang out there, especially since I did have Escape Rope if it did get captured for some reason. And that just gets me Klinklang on this next turn, as now a Darkrai comes down, and I would kind of like to be able to have Klinklang out on my next turn. But anyway, Durant has 60 damage on it, so Sableye's actually going to knock it out with Confuse Ray, and while that's giving up a prize, I'm probably more comfortable with that than I am him getting back some crippling item cards that can mess me up. So anyway, now I'm going to see that I can Heavy Ball for that Klang. get that one evolved. I think probably what I thought was that I had both of them put into play that turn, and so I couldn't evolve either of them, which was not true. I had the one on the far left in play for a turn prior. But we get a revive, get a metal energy, and we're able to devour for 3. And so far, he's taken a couple prizes, but otherwise we're looking pretty alright. I actually took a big risk there with that by playing that in. I put Plasma Klinklang back in my deck, and I just happened to draw him back out. The reason I did that was, of course, I didn't have any energy, and I guess I prioritized getting a Devour off there for 3 over getting Plasma Klinklang out, which maybe wasn't the best idea, but oh well, you be the judge. I got it back anyway, so it worked out just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and end that hand away, and we actually get an Enhanced Hammer, which is handy. That gets rid of that double colorless. So I don't know if he would play 4, since it seems like Bouffalant would be the only thing he'd be using. Maybe he also plays Mewtwo. That would be a reason to play 4. But anyway, Plasma Klinklang is now in play, as well as another Klang. So we'll easily be able to get up another Klinklang. You know, once you get up one Klinklang, it's you got a lot more breathing room to get up another one. Since now it's not a matter of, oh, that Klang just got captured and Night Speared. You don't have to worry about that anymore, as long as Big Jason's sitting out there. So we're gonna revive a Durant again. It's running low on revives, but I think we've used them all effectively. And I'm just gonna Super Rod 3 metal back in because I need an energy card this turn. This is before I put Energy Search in, so otherwise I would just use Skylo for Energy Search for an energy. But I'm gonna have to Juniper for it and ditch some catchers. Catchers aren't gonna be that valuable a resource in this, since Darkrai is gonna give everything free retreat. Get out Plasma Klinklang number 2. I finally remembered that I have a stadium in play called Battle City, and I think I do. I've still got a 4th Durant in the deck, I'm pretty sure. But he's gonna Energy Switch, and he needs to be pulling off some lasers and Golden Breakers if he's going to be able to deal with Durant effectively. But so far he's whiffing on the lasers hardcore, or else maybe just doesn't play a very heavy allotment of them. Maybe relying on the opponents to play Burbank City Gym. I know that's something people like to do. But anyway, I'm going to Skylar for Level Ball and get out my 4th Durant, finally. And now we're rolling with a full bench of metal Pokemon, and this is pretty much my ideal bench. You know, all 4 Durants and 2 Plasma Klangs. It's pretty ferocious to go up against, especially when you've got 3 prizes left to take, and you know you're not going to be able to take more than 1 prize a turn for sure. Durants are going to be able to keep coming back, and at his present level of offense, he's only going to be able to take a prize every other turn, which is kind of a big deal. So I think about using in here because I need to get some energy. But if I do that, it's going to add to his deck size, and that's going to put my win condition further away. So I think I'm not going to do that. I don't really want to Juniper this hand away either, since I've got 2 supporters left. You know, it's always nice with Durant decks. You don't have to really worry about getting into one, anything like that. But I did shuffle in 3 metals earlier, so I think I'm gonna end up deciding to Sharin. There's nothing I can really Dowsing Machine for to help me out. So I draw 3, and I don't draw Metal Energy, and then I don't draw anything off Battle City either. Get a Flipping Tail. So I'm just gonna Catcher Darkrai. You know, force him to have a Dark Energy to attach to it to retreat. So that just forces him to have 1 card to attack, which isn't a big deal. But like I said earlier, Catcher is not going to be that valuable a resource. So, you know, may as well make him expend a resource on something. And he actually throws in a double colorless, which will also satisfy Darkrai's retreat cost. It is 2 colorless retreat cost. And he's actually going to go into Sableye, which I think is probably a smarter play. And getting a Confuse Ray off first and then a Gold Breaker, you know, the chance to confuse, probably a good thing. Or he could Junk Hunt, which is probably what I would do. I would be spamming some Junk Hunt, but he seems pretty content to Confuse Ray instead. Get 10 damage on there, and I think I top deck that Revive, so I'm going to be able to get Devour off again. And let's Dowsing Machine, and what am I going to grab? I'm going to grab Sharin, maybe? Yep, I'm going to grab Sharin back. And come on, I'm not going to whiff energy this time, right? Nope, not going to whiff energy this time. So I'm just going to switch, not chance it on Confusion, and Battle City. And there we go, we'll be able to Devour. And his deck is looking pretty low. and I do not think he's going to be able to take 2 prizes. He has 4 cards left in his deck, in fact. I think I've probably blown through all my revives, though, so he might actually have 2 turns if he can get a knockout here. But he's not going to be able to. No catcher, and on the 60 HP left Durant, so we're just going to Devour for the game, and yep, I'm going to knock off his last 4 cards, and he loses the game due to not having any cards left in the deck. So that is I got a 6-2 victory out of it, and pretty nice to see that board fully set up. I enjoy that board being fully set up quite nicely. In fact, I guess we could make it more symmetrical if the klinklang was on the exterior and the plasma Durant was in the middle, but oh well. Anyway, that was a good game. Deck worked exactly as it was supposed to do. So thank you guys for watching, and later days.